Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord is Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
I tripped, but I kept going. Did you see that?
I didn't see it, but I heard it.
And with me also is your Lord of Pennies. Say hi, Satsu.
What up, though?
I'm your Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey, and we're here to talk into microphones for a couple of hours. That's what we do. Hope everybody in the audience is well. How you doing, Scribbles?
I'm okay.
You have a good day?
Yeah, I mean, I got up really early, went to the grocery store with my mask on and my gloves on and avoided people and didn't feel weird about it as much as I did the first two times. It just seems normal because everybody's wearing masks now. And I wish I could get more creative with my mask. I want to make one with the Punisher symbol on the front, but I have a feeling that'd be a bad idea. I did some laundry and talked to my sister and did a TED Excellence and played a lot of video games. So here I am.
How do you pronounce that name? E-L-Y-S-E. Is
that Elise?
Elise. Why? Where?
Hi, Elise. We were asked if we could say hi to Catherine's toddler, Elise. Hi, Elise.
Elise.
Satsu.
What up, though?
How you doing?
Pretty good. Actually, spent pretty much the entirety of the day with Squeetus and Squishy. So I'm going to be real useful around what did we do today time.
Cool. Thank you. This is Kyle who says, hello, chat people, and LotN. Hello back. See, I had a good day, I suppose. Got more sleep than I have been, so we're going to call that a win. Monkey, Penis, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button, guys, and share our stuff.
Elise said hi back.
Oh.
That's why it was I had to censor myself a little bit there. It's always weird when I think, oh, there's little people in the chat. Urgh.
Hey, that's no way to talk about Weibo.
I don't think she's here anyway.
Yeah.
I do want to tell everybody, we've been asking about this and mentioning it a few times. Diesel Dave was in chat to Monkey in the Morning last night.
Yay!
It was good to see him. Hopefully he can, stop by from time to time, but it was just good to see him and know he's okay.
Yeah.
When you guys just disappear like that, we don't know what's going on. Tall Person said, send it Streamlabs. Sorry, I did not get the notification. Thank you so much, Tall Person, who says, Happy International Amateur Radio Day, everybody. I think the argument can be made that LotN can be considered a radio show of the current age, and 1/3 of it is the least professional monkey on the internet. That is true. That is absolutely true. I would make the argument that, definitely this would count as a modern day radio show.
Relatively speaking, yes.
Yeah. Scribbles, was there anything in the news today?
I got a headache.
Oh.
I mean, it's kind of news.
Yeah, I hope it passes. Headaches suck.
I do too. Yeah, they do. I have another kind of headache. Brian Stelter.
Oh, this guy.
So, per the title of the stream, which at first when I saw it, I asked Monkey if it was a tribute to the Roy Orbison song, which I could try to sing a rendition of, but, I'd just be called a jukebox, so I'm going to avoid that. But Brian Stelter is a sad boy, guys.
Uh-oh.
He's very sad. I mean, he might be Hillary Clinton sad. I don't know. But Brian Stelter says he, quote, crawled in bed and cried for our pre-pandemic lives.
Oh,
poor Brian. Poor widow Brian. CNN's Brian Stelter admitted Saturday morning that he, quote, crawled in bed and cried for our pre-pandemic lives, unquote, as the novel coronavirus crisis continues. Stelter wrote that he, quote, hit a wall, unquote, the night before and was, quote, gutted by the death toll, unquote, of the novel coronavirus. He was also, quote, disturbed, quote, dismayed, and, quote, worried because of various things, from how the Trump administration has handled the pandemic to, quote, political rhetoric that bears no resemblance to reality, unquote.
Really?
This coming from Brian Stelter, everyone, of CNN.
Now, the hilarious part about this is the simple fact that whenever somebody says something like that, it's like, okay, maybe you did. And then they're like, well, I thought about Trump and the stuff he's doing. I'm like, no, it's political now. Like, you didn't do that. Yep. You're just talking shit. Like, I don't believe you now.
Real quick, thank you, Jay Reynolds. Scribe, have you tried The Outer Worlds? If not, you might like it. Made by the guys who made Fallout New Vegas. Scribe, have you tried Outer Worlds?
No. We'll get your other super chat now.
And thank you, Shrouded Angel, for the crying emoji.
Yeah, so Outer Worlds. I've watched a couple of reviewers that I trust and a couple of brief playthroughs. And truth be told, it just didn't grab me. There was something, I don't know, kind of uninspiring about the whole story. I don't know how, without going into a long recitation of it, it just, it didn't interest me. I mean, it looks good. A lot of people like it, seemingly, but I just didn't really catch my eye.
It looked really stiff to me. Like, everything about it just seemed kind of stiff, if that makes any sense.
That's one way of putting it.
Real quick, the next 6 minutes. Thank you so much. Fist bumps for LotN and all of the awesome chat.
I might go into it later, but we have Brian Stelter to talk about.
Indeed.
Quote, I crawled in bed and cried for our pre-pandemic lives, Stelter wrote. Tears that had been waiting a month to escape. I wanted to share because it feels freeing to do so, unquote. Now is not a time for faux invincibility. Journos are living this, hating this, like everyone else.
Paige, thank you so much. CNN tears are delicious. Also, happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday. I just don't believe him.
Me neither.
I don't believe that he crawled into bed and cried over this. And like Satsu said, when he first starts out, okay, maybe. I cried for, the way things used to be. All right, maybe. I mean, he is a bit of a puss. But as soon as he brought up Trump, like,
Well, here's the other part. The CNN commentator added that he, quote, missed last night's deadline for the first time in years because of it. And I'm like, I remember calling in sick to my old job when I wasn't sick.
Right.
I don't know. But see, Anne, his colleague Anne Fung, I've worked with Brian Stelter for 3 years now, and he has never skipped a newsletter. He and Oliver Darcy, along with the rest of the media reporters at CNN, work tirelessly each day to produce the Reliable Sources newsletter. Reliable Sources work tirelessly. Well, golly, tell me about, the New York Times and their explanation for not covering the Biden story, Reliable Sources, or CNN's not covering the Biden story, Reliable Sources, working tirelessly.
Well, even with that, okay, let's say he doesn't write it in half an hour. How long was he crying?
No, and he's got other people working for him on it. So, I guess I have to see one of the newsletters. How long and how complicated is Brian Stelter's usual contribution to the quote-unquote Reliable Sources newsletter?
You've never seen one?
No, I didn't even know it existed until now, because that's how much I seek out CNN's advice on what's reliable in sourcing.
It's usually 2 or 3 big stories, but he only covers like 4 or 5 paragraphs for him.
4 or 5 paragraphs? Oh yeah. My God.
And then he'll do like little quick takes at the end, which is maybe another little paragraph about a couple of other stories. Yeah. I think he did it so he doesn't have to cover the Biden story.
Could be. Who knows? Brian Stelter, guys. Yeah, he was gutted. The round gremlin was gutted.
Remember, this is the guy who had a whole segment on why does Donald Trump have so many spelling mistakes in his tweets.
Yeah.
Oh, God. He's also the guy that brought Stephen King on to talk about the coronavirus.
It is somebody's birthday.
Oh, birthday. Cheryl. It's my mother's birthday. Her name is Cheryl. Oh, well, Aaron, is your mom around? Get her listening because this one's for her. Cheryl, around here we do this for birthdays. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you,
Cheryl.
Happy birthday to you,
Cheryl.
Happy birthday, dear Cheryl.
I'm sorry about my friend.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Cheryl. I hope you had a good one. I really do. And Diesel Dave is in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you around.
Dave. Glad to see you around,
up, son.
Hope all figures itself out. Thank you for showing up.
So, Brian's a big puss. What else we got in the news?
Well, let's see. We have an opinion piece by Julian Zelizer, a CNN political analyst, who says Biden has one VP pick that stands above the rest. Is that a height comment?
Oh, are we going to take guesses on who it is? Do you already know, Scribe?
I haven't read the story, so let's before I've clicked away to a different tab. So let's discuss real quick. So the number one possibility that people have been talking about for quite a while is Kamala Harris or Kamala. Yep. So maybe on the other end of the spectrum has been discussed Stacey Abrams. In between, you've got Amy Klobuchar, you've got Elizabeth Warren as a long shot. You had Susan Rice, amazingly enough. And there was the lady, I can't remember, who kind of looks like Elizabeth Warren. Well, there's Gretchen Whitmer, and then whoever that other lady was.
Well, there's also the crippled Asian, and Faithless says not the crippled Asian. I'm going with the crippled Asian.
Right, Tammy Duckworth.
Yeah, I think it would be funny if CNN wrote a headline that there's one who stands above the rest who can't stand.
Oh.
That's fun.
So I'm going with cripple power.
All right. Let's see what Julian has to say. Joe Biden has moved into the vice presidential sweepstakes phase of his candidacy. Sweepstakes?
That's what they call it, yeah.
Yeah, sweepstakes usually involves some kind of risk, some kind of game of chance, not a calculated selection. Anyway, all of the choice for vice president rarely matters as much as the media buildup suggests it will. Well, unless you're Sarah Palin. Long gone are the days when regional balance on the ticket was vital to the outcome. It can still be, depending. Biden's pick this time around will be significant. Okay, so it's like it used to be, you say. Right. Besides the concerns some have raised about Biden's age and stamina, age, yeah. Stamina, not so much. How about, mental acuity, Julian?
Or how about we mention more pressing concerns? Isn't there one more concern that people have been talking about that isn't age and stamina?
No.
No.
What are you talking about?
No other concerns? Just those two?
Wait, no. There's no concerns aside, from his age and his stamina. That's all. I don't know what you're talking about, Satsu. You're gonna No, it's okay. We'll move on. It's okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
The fact that this campaign will take place in the middle of a full-scale pandemic means Democrats will need all hands on deck to pull out a victory in November. While there are many good possibilities from which Biden can choose, one stands out more than any other. You guys ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess?
Kamala.
Okay. Monkey?
I'm going with the cripple.
Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Really?
Of course.
You mean the one who does things and the news doesn't even cover it?
Yeah.
Stands out more than anybody else. Okay.
Did this guy work for her or something at some point? Okay. She fulfills several key criteria that Biden will need from a running mate to help him win. Shouldn't Biden not need help to win? Shouldn't a presidential candidate be able to carry the nomination all on their lonesome? Isn't that the point of having the primary nominee / candidate, is that, like you said, the vice president is kind of unnecessary, should be unnecessary? Okay.
Yes and no. I mean, maybe, but it's
yes
always been a consideration.
Yeah, sure. And especially in this instance, I guess that might be true. Okay, so his number one first point on Elizabeth Warren. Now try not to laugh because I'm already laughing on the inside. Keeping big promises.
What?
This is a basic part of the decision, but one that he can't get wrong. Oh, is he talking about what Biden's so like I will get a female for VP. That's the big promise. That's the big promise. That's a really tough promise, guys.
Yeah, that's
okay. Maybe that's not. He's not talking about Elizabeth Warren because she says she fills several key criteria. Okay, so she fulfills the criteria that he set of selecting a woman,
of having a vagina.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, that's a big promise, guys. During his debate with Senator Bernie Sanders in March, Biden vowed on national television that he would select a woman for the role. Lowest common denominator. He can't back down from this promise, even if governors like New York's Andrew Cuomo and California's Gavin Newsom, who have raised their profile during the pandemic, seem appealing. You're right. He's precluded himself from making any other selections other than vagina. You're right. The last thing that Biden wants to do is follow in the footsteps of former President George H.W. Bush, who famously said, "Read my lips, no new taxes," on the campaign trail in 1988, before doing exactly what he promised he wouldn't in 1990. Yeah, except that he did that by the time he was already president. If Biden went back on that promise, it'd be before he was actually elected to anything, which would not look good to his base or anyone else. So it's a little bit different. Just a little bit, Julian. I don't know if you know what timing is with politics, but the party of governance and serious ideas. Oh, was that supposed to be bolded, Julian, as your second point? Because you don't have it bolded. Okay. The pandemic has laid bare the danger of an administration that does not value expertise or take the task of governing seriously. Julian, under which president and previous pandemic did Biden serve, might I ask? And how was that handled, Julian? Might I ask? Are you kidding me? You're not kidding me. Okay.
Nope.
President Donald Trump's haphazard response to COVID. Haphazard respond to COVID-19. Julian, did you just fall asleep doing this paragraph? Haphazard respond to COVID-19 at every step of this crisis will intensify the desire for an administration that can handle the demands of the office. H1N1, Julian.
That never happened.
Right. Just like, yeah. National polls have shown that trust in the president's ability to handle the pandemic has fallen. Well, it depends on which poll you're looking at. But anyway, Americans may be looking for someone they can trust, and Warren brings all the qualities to the table with her devotion to ideas and public policy, extensive experience in public service, and the ability to deliberate substantively, I rate there, over the most complex matters, like explaining how she's going to pay for her plan, Julian. Adding her to the ticket would help Democrats draw a distinction with Trump and define the campaign as a race between the party of experience and ideas versus the party of chaos. Oh my God, does Trump worship Nurgle or something?
Wait a second. He does realize that at this point, going into this election, Donald Trump is the one with presidential experience, right? The only one with presidential experience.
The administration of chaos.
All right.
Chaos. His next point, I guess, mobilizing the base. This remains as central as ever. Really? Thanks, Julian. Given the president's ability to retain much of his base support in the major electoral college states, Democrats will need to make sure every voter undertakes his or her civic responsibility by sending in a ballot through the mail or showing up on Election Day. The challenge will be doubly difficult since the effects of the pandemic could easily lead to lower turnout. Of all the contenders for vice president, Warren has one of the best chances of mobilizing progressives within the party. Without having to compete against Sanders, trust me, whether Biden likes it or not, he will be competing against Sanders the entire election. in spirit, if not in body. It's already happening. Warren can represent the left wing and serve as a unifying force on the ticket. I thought Biden was left wing. Isn't he? She is an unabashed supporter of using government to solve problems, and she has consistently put forth policies that progressives agree with. That part is true, even though they're all cribbed from Bernie and not nearly as well defined. And that's saying something, given Bernie's inability to define his own policies sometimes. Yeah.
Can I get this? It's way off the screen. Angry Illinoisan, thank you. What she brings to the table is that she's a pathological liar. Thank you so very much.
Yeah. Because the world has changed so much since January, some of the ideas that may have made her seem too radical during the campaign, like an expansive vision of healthcare, an aggressive approach to climate change, and bold economic policies for working Americans. Yeah, so bold, they're obscured that you can't tell how they work. Really bold. Will sit easier with the center of the electorate. Warren can also help Biden draw female voters. Can she? What was the stats on female voter turnout for Warren in all the states that she didn't win?
And she still did well, but with females,
okay.
but not well enough to make a difference, obviously.
Let's see. For female voters who in the 2018 midterm election made all the difference to the balance of power in Congress. Wait, did female voters make the difference of balance of power, or just the female candidates elected to office change the balance of power in Congress? Because,
well,
I honestly don't know. Was there a higher female voter turnout in 2018 than male?
Hold that thought. Okay, thank you so much. If it helps Warren be a better candidate, I'm willing to put some NDN DNA in her so she's not a complete liar. Indian DNA. Gotcha. And to your question, Scribe, I haven't seen the exact breakdown of 2018, but typically women are the ones who vote more than men anyway. They have been for years. Yeah.
So 2018 wasn't special then, conceivably?
No, not in that respect. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, let's see. How many states did Warren win in the primary? 0.
None.
She
lost her home state.
She lost her home state. And this guy, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that part really killed me, as the fact that she lost her home state.
It's not just that she lost her home state. She came in 3rd in her home state.
Yeah. Media sophistication. Really? During the primaries, Warren was remarkably adept at generating media attention and using social media to communicate her message in a crowded field. Yeah, generating media attention by not answering questions, going on and on, accusing Bernie Sanders of sexual harassment and or being a sexist, of trying to brandish her DNA as personal credibility. Yeah, so she generated a lot of media attention. I'll give you that. Yeah. In 2020, breaking through the noise and communicating effectively across different platforms will be essential. Julian, did you hear any of her answers when asked directly how she will pay for her programs? Who will be served? Will she have to raise taxes? Did you listen to her answers? You want to talk about effective communication? I don't think Warren is your candidate.
Did you see her beer summit, whatever that was supposed to be?
I'm having a beer with my husband. Look at this thing.
That may be my favorite thing you've ever done.
I'm going to get drunk off my ass with my husband. Hey, everybody, look at me. I'm drinking a beer. I'm just like you. Now, pardon me while I sit back in my mansion.
That is the funniest voice I've ever heard.
And it just fits so well with her. But yeah, if you watched anything she did, you're absolutely right about the her not being able to answer how she pays for it. But watch her interactions. They were horrible. The best thing she had was pinky swears with 10-year-olds.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, making them swear not to follow whatever path they want to.
Yeah.
And run for president at some point.
Okay, let's see. What's next on this? Middle class insecurity. Okay. Due to the pandemic, voters are particularly concerned about economic security. All right. Many working Americans who were already struggling to provide for their families have now lost their jobs while a major recession looms on the horizon. Okay. There are few politicians in the national arena who have tackled the economic challenges of the middle class as intensely as Warren. Okay, there's some validity to that on what she's focused on in the past regarding big banks versus Main Street. On that point, and that she headed up and basically created the Consumer Protection Agency, regardless of what you think about its efficacy since then, she did do that. So in a way, she has a track record of trying to look out for the common citizen. So on that point, I will give you, in spirit, some points. Okay? That's what I would say. That's my answer to that one.
And I see your point there, but I would also say that it was more of what she did with Bernie. She latched onto something else and made it her own.
Yeah.
No, just no. No.
Okay. Sorry, let's Satsu.
No, I wasn't about to say.
Oh, right. She spent much of her time as an academic studying the threats that the middle class faces, all right, from high credit burdens, education and healthcare costs, consumer fraud, and non-unionized work. Yes, that is true, and that all happened way before Bernie and before she was even a politician. She headed the congressional panel that oversaw the Troubled Asset Relief Program, which was created in 2008 to address the subprime mortgage crisis. It was Warren who helped establish the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, as Senator Warren made the economic health of the middle class her top priority. Placing Warren on the ticket would send a strong signal to voters that Biden will deal with these struggles from his first day in office. Yeah, Julian, your only problem there is that she was known for those things over just about a decade ago now. I mean, over a decade ago now, actually. So that's not very fresh on people's minds. A lot of work would have to be done to remind people that Warren used to be the crusader for those things before she became fairly milquetoast in the last 5-6 years.
Officer Buck, thank you. I was going to use my last $6 to eat this month, but I believe in Snake Warren, so I'm donating half to her campaign. Yeah, Miss Champion of the Middle Class. This is the woman who took $3 of that college student's last $6.
Yeah.
This is my last $6 and I want to give some to you. Instead of going, no, you take that. You need it more than I do. Like, oh, I'm happy to take your money.
Yeah.
To forward my career, because that's what she's always been about.
Okay. I'm going to end with this paragraph. I don't think I need to say much after this. Warren has something else to offer. She became known for having a plan, or what seemed like an answer for every problem.
What?
Julian, are you about to make an admission that she made a bunch of shit up she couldn't actually fulfill, kind of like Bernie? She thought systematically about the nation's challenges and laid out detailed responses.
Can we get some of those? Can you provide them? I'd like to see them.
I'd like to read those myself.
Yeah, Julian, what are those detailed responses? Because every time I saw someone actually pin her down and say, hey, how's your plan going to work? Are you going to raise taxes? By how much? Won't the middle class have to pay more? And she would just bring up something off in the ether tangentially related to the cat she's looking at or whatever. At this moment, Americans are desperate for a plan. Well, yes, and Warren doesn't have one. Somewhere in between, one more sentence. Somewhere in between the choice of permanent self-distancing and reckless liberation must come a well-thought-out plan that is comprehensive and clear.
Wow. You know, we talked about this during all of her nonsense. There's a difference between a goal and a plan.
Yes, very good. Thank you.
And that was the biggest problem with Warren's rhetoric, is that she had lofty goals.
Yes.
No plans at all to get there.
Yeah. You have a goal. What is your idea to achieve this goal? There are two vast caverns apart on those two concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe they're just conflating the two. They're just like, because she had a whole bunch of goals, they're like, that was the plan, to have goals.
Paige, thank you so much. Elizabeth Warren is the candidate for Karens. I have a goal to be a millionaire. How are you going to get there, Frank? I have no fucking idea. But by this guy's rhetoric, man, I just came up with a great plan.
All you got to do is wrait a book. Write a best-selling book.
The best-selling book.
Best-selling book. Damn it, if you're winning.
Oh god, I can't wait till his next bestseller. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm worried that this guy has an Elizabeth Warren life doll at home.
That is a very disturbing image you just put in my head. Now Satsu's thinking about it very distinctly too.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I like seriously though. I really any article that we've read on this that because we've read a few articles about Elizabeth Warren in particular, and just the stuff that she's got going on. But I don't think I've ever seen in any of these articles where they're like, she has a comprehensive plan that's easy to understand, where they presented it.
No,
not a single time.
Her answer to everything was, we're going to put a 2% tax on billionaire wealth.
Yeah.
Even though that wouldn't cover half of the shit she was planning. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, well, I mean, if we want to, I can look at the official plans list on her website.
That would be nice.
Okay, let me pull this up. Let's see. We got featured plans. We got 3 options: end Washington corruption, tackling the climate crisis head on, my plan to cancel student loan debt on day 1 of my presidency. So, there's others. Which one do we care about the most?
Well, that last one was day 1, so that sounds the most definitive.
Okay, my plan to cancel student loan debt. All right. We're facing a student loan crisis, one that's holding back our economy and crushing millions of American families. Now, just to be fair, this was all put out long before the pandemic, so let's remember that. I have already proposed bold steps to broadly cancel student loan debt that you put as a hyperlink to something else, okay? And your plan is an anecdote about your own personal life and education.
Oh, the story about how she went to college for $50 a semester or whatever it was.
Okay, the first step in addressing this crisis is to deal head on with the outstanding debt that is weighing down millions of families and should never have been required in the first place. Okay, that's why I'm calling for something truly transformational. The cancellation of up to $50,000 in student loan debt for 42 million Americans.
Okay, we're still in plan phase.
My plan for broad student debt cancellation will... No. I don't care what it will do. I want to know how you get there.
Yep.
And then she lists out a whole bunch of goals. And then my plan for universal free college will, and then 2 more goals. Okay, some people say we can't afford this plan. That's nonsense. The entire cost of my broad debt cancellation plan and universal free college is more than covered by... Monkey.
Wealth tax.
A 2% annual tax on the 75,000 families with $50 million or more in wealth. Perpetually for the rest of eternity.
Okay. And how do you do that on day 1 of your presidency?
Yeah, because, I said this countless times over the course of this. And whenever anybody brings it up, guys, just remember this. The president cannot impose new taxes. That is an act of Congress.
Yep.
It has to be done by, specifically the House, I believe, if I'm not completely off my rocker, and then approved through Congress to the president. So the actual thing you want to ask the presidential candidates is not, what their tax is so much as what is your plan to reach across the aisle to achieve consensus to pass your tax plan. If they don't have an answer to that question, they don't have a plan. They just have a goal.
She said she was going to do this on day 1.
Yeah, day 1.
She was going to go to every person who has set amount of money, have government official go and steal the money, take the money from them right that day, so she can and not only that, she's going to completely eliminate student debt by relieving up to 50,000.
Yeah. Here's the other thing too, is that I bet, okay, let's say pie in the sky. She's saying, well, on day 1, obviously on the day I'm elected president, so too will both houses of Congress, chambers of Congress be all Democrat in majority because, it's going to be a Democratic wave. And as we all know, a Democratic Congress always agrees with a Democratic president. Obamacare.
Yeah. Exactly. Even with a bill like that, even if everybody in Congress was on board, it's still going to take at least a month to pass.
At least, yeah.
At least, because it's got to be written, and you got to have the fighting back and forth.
Yeah.
You have to have with a funding bill like that, it's going to probably be 60%.
Yeah, and the Republicans aren't going to stay quiet the whole time or something. There's not going to like, oh yeah, well, I guess you guys are in the majority. We'll do nothing to try to stop you. Yeah, okay.
But best case scenario, you're still looking a month out. How is she doing it on day one?
Also, it's going to take time to collect those taxes from said people.
That's true as well.
Like, what the fuck?
All right.
Anyway, yeah, we're done with that. I'm not going any further. But there you go, guys. There's some Elizabeth Warren recap for you.
You've been newsied today about how wonderful it would be for her to be Biden's pick.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
It would be great if he picked Kamala and kept forgetting that it wasn't Elizabeth and kept calling her Elizabeth. I think that would be funny. Guys, this is your turn to send us stories you think is important. Hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. We can't get to them all, but that's just because it was windy today in Michigan. What's up?
I thought Chicago was the windy city.
It might be, but today it's windy as fucking Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Beer may lose its fizz as CO2 supplies go flat during pandemic.
So no, Elizabeth will have nothing to do with her husband.
Mercy of Wits sent this one in. Thank you. Nope. What if Elizabeth Warren is actually a member of a long-lost Indian tribe that are the guardians of the long-lost El Dorado, City of Gold? Then she would both be telling the truth and be able to afford her spending policies. No, because she was going to hit everybody else, not just herself. Yeah. I see what you're doing. You're trying to be helpful to her, and thank you for the donation. That is very generous. But no, she's just a liar. That's all. Dwindling supplies of carbon dioxide from ethanol plants is sparking concern about shortages of beer, soda. Hey, motherfuckers. Y'all need to figure your shit out. And seltzer water, essentials for many quarantined Americans. No, it's not essential for anybody. It's really not.
Essential for no one.
Essential for nobody. There's nobody out there who's like, if I don't have soda, I'm going to die.
Yeah, come on.
Brewers and soft drink makers use carbon dioxide, or CO2, for carbonation, which gives beer and soda fizz. Ethanol producers are a key provider of CO2 to the food industry as they capture that gas as a byproduct of ethanol production and sell it in large quantities. But ethanol, which is blended into the nation's gasoline supply, there's an ad right in the middle, has seen production drop sharp. I'm done. I'm not reading that sentence anymore.
Bye.
Dropped sharply due to a drop in gasoline demand as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. Gasoline demand is down more than 30% in the U.S. The lack of ethanol output is disrupting this highly specialized. What did they do before they added ethanol to gas?
Added menthol.
Well, I mean to get the CO2.
They poured Pepsi in it.
Oh, okay.
I'm a chemist.
The lack of ethanol output is disrupting this highly specialized corner of the food industry, as 34 of the 45 U.S. ethanol plants that sell CO2 have idled or cut production. Oops. CO2 suppliers to beer brewers have increased prices about 25% due to reduced supply. So there's going to be less beer and it's going to be more expensive, you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all better not. Look, nobody drinks that seltzer shit they were talking about. So stop making that altogether. Make my Pepsi.
Nobody but any fucking reasonable taste buds.
Nobody drinks that shit. That's like old people drink that shit, and they shouldn't be drinking anyway. It's not good for them. Let's see. Isn't that one we read a long time ago? Where's the date on this one? Oh yeah, that's October of 13. Yeah, I think we can skip that one. Massive Dynamics. Oh God, it's Arwa Madawi.
Uh-oh.
How did Ellen become one of the biggest villains of 2020?
What?
Did you guys hear about her latest controversy?
Oh God, what's she do
No.
now?
Real quick, Terry Diamandis, thank you. Implement Warren's plan, and by an astonishing coincidence, a lot of multimillionaires now report 49,999,999 as their total wealth.
Exactly.
Ellen wants to be kind. Maybe she should rethink what that means.
Uh-oh. Oh boy. Is she talking about getting along with people again? Because that's what she got in trouble for before.
No. This one is a little more personal to her and her show. Be kind, Ellen DeGeneres says at the end of every episode of her anonymous show. I don't know what that word means.
That means that it's named after herself.
Oh, gotcha. There's a Be Kind Ellen hat, a Be Kind wine tote, a Be Kind subscription box. There's even a Be Kind face mask, so you can try killing the coronavirus with kindness. Shockingly, it seems that DeGeneres might not always practice what she preaches. Crew members on her show are reportedly furious over the not-so-kind way they've been treated during the coronavirus crisis. According to Variety, the core stage crew for the Ellen DeGeneres show are frustrated that they haven't received written communication about the status of their hours or pay. They were also less thrilled to discover via social media that an outside non-union tech company had been hired to help DeGeneres film her show remotely from her home.
Oh, that's a no-no.
Yeah. This stung as DeGeneres had recently announced on air that she wanted to start filming again as soon as possible so she could support her staff and crew. DeGeneres isn't personally responsible for every aspect of how her show is run, of course, but it certainly seems like a woman who is reportedly worth more than $330 million and is one of the highest paid stars on television, earning more than $50 million a year, could be doing rather more to support the people who work under her. No, work with her. Particularly as many of her crew have worked on the show since it started 17 years ago. It's worth noting that Jimmy Kimmel Live stagehands, according to Variety, were paid from Kimmel's own pocket during the initial coronavirus shutdowns. During the initial, they haven't mentioned if it's still going on that way.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, what happened is they got their hours cut and possibly pay cut. That part was kind of, I read the Variety article yesterday or the day before. And yeah, the biggest no-no, of course, was hiring a non-union group to come in and set up all of the audio-visual stuff in her home. How is she worth $350 million? Because she's wildly popular.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Ridiculously so.
Hell, I don't like her politics at all. I love her talk show. I fucking love Ellen.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Faithless says, and was he reimbursed? I don't know. Now, Ellen DeGeneres could probably pay her entire staff out of her own pocket for a while.
Yeah, I think she could probably swing that.
Sure, but it's not her responsibility to do so.
No, technically no.
And you're talking about people who they're not working. They're still being paid. There's some of them like, I don't know if I'm going to get paid. Well, that's what your unemployment's for. Head on down there like everybody else. And I don't mean to be, a jackass about this, but it's not her job to pay them out of her own pocket. She probably should just for the PR side of it. But I mean, and Ellen, how did you not know the by the way, it was reported in Variety that the union itself okayed that non-union group to go in and set up her audiovisual.
Yeah.
So, if that's true, I mean, is what it is. But yeah, that's how she's the most hated person now. First, she was being too nice to people. Now she's not paying people out of her pocket. Paige, thank you. Rumor has it that Ellen DeGeneres is a see you next Tuesday in public and with her coworkers. I don't know her. I'm assuming you met in private as just a normal person. If she's a cunt, that's fine. She's funny on TV. That's what I watch for. Oh, dear God. Here's our obligatory frosted glass go sit in the corner article of the night.
Yeah.
Chief corner correspondent Frosted Glass sends in Biden needs a black woman as his VP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I think Biden can fill up this this white chick and get away with it, but I don't think he'd get away with filling up a black chick. I don't know if that really work out for him. All that.
Yeah. I feel like if he stuck his finger in Stacey Abrams, we'd all know about it.
Yeah, because he'd be missing that finger.
Yeah, she got teeth down there with a gap in it.
With the gap in.
He'd have to hope that gap was
Vagina dentata. All right.
The year was 19. I love the beginning of this article. The year was 1993. Does anybody else know what else supposedly happened in 1993?
Was that when hackers came out?
That is when Joe Biden supposedly stuck his finger in Tara Reid.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how they start this article.
Wow.
The year was 1993. Stacey Abrams was a Spelman College student who'd been invited to speak at the 30th anniversary of the historic 1963 March on Washington. Standing before a crowd of thousands who had assembled on the National Mall that August day, she delivered a passionate speech about jobs, justice, peace, and public service.
Wow.
Today, I come to you as a young person, as a young woman, as a young black woman to ask you to use us. What?
Okay.
Use the young people of the United States of America to pave the roads that will last forever. Pave a road that will let us become the foot soldiers.
You want to make all the young people construction workers on roadways?
She said to become the roads, didn't she?
Oh,
well,
so
pave the roads. Pave the roads. You're right.
pave the roads with our bodies. What?
After former Vice President Joe Biden, now the presumptive Democratic nominee, announced during a March debate that he would select a woman to be his running mate, speculation and anticipation have reached a fevered pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Abrams was recently quoted in Elle magazine as saying she would be honored to be vice presidential candidate. I would be an excellent running mate, the former, but I don't know why I was about to say vagina.
I mean, you might as well.
The former vagina said. The former Georgia minority leader, Yale-educated attorney, and founder of Fair Fight told the publication, quote, I have the capacity to attract voters by motivating typically ignored communities. How'd that work out for you in Georgia, sweetie?
The only thing she's known for is losing the governorship race. That's it.
And not admitting that she lost.
Yeah.
She's far from the only one. Okay, yeah. Where do you get to where he has to pick one? There's much at stake for black women in this election cycle, says Erica West, a principal with the Rabin Group, RABEN, in the nation's capital. Excuse me. Sorry, burping. My bad. Black women organize informally and professionally. We're in the labor movement, at party committees, and inside movements fighting for a range of rights and freedoms at the local, state, and national levels, she said. We care about the economy, healthcare, environment, and other things that rank as a priority across constituencies. We also care about criminal justice, and because the system is rooted in and perpetuates inequality, our strategies for fixing it will be holistic.
Holistic.
Holistic. That's what she says.
Yes. No
Holistic?
white people allowed. Very holistic.
Yeah, holistic.
Yeah.
I wonder if she knows what that word means.
POC only. Very holistic.
Probably not. That sentiment was echoed by Glinda C. Carr, president/CEO of and co-founder of the Higher Heights for America. The national organization is dedicated to helping elect Black women and shape policies that impact them.
Uh-huh.
We are demanding a return to our voting investment. This is in the form of policies that directly impact Black women. Okay, stop right there. Stop. I'm going to stop you. I can't listen to shit anymore. You can't possibly be thinking of voting for a Democrat and saying that you insist on a return on your investment. I'm sorry. You just can't. Democrats have been fucking you guys forever.
Yeah, they're still fucking you right now. They are fucking you currently as you write this article. Like, but yeah, whatever. It's fine. None of that matters. Reality doesn't matter.
Joe Biden can get away with picking anybody. Joe Biden could pick a dude. Because what are Democrats going to do? Go, you fucking lied to us. You promised us a woman. We're going to go vote what? Green? No, because you'll tell each other that's a vote for Trump. So stop pretending that he has to pick anything. What he's going to do is he's going to look for somewhere where he thinks this is going to help him out, which is why Whitmer is even on the table, because she's a fucking bimbo.
Yeah, he's a politician. He's not some kind of charity worker or something. He wants to win, so it's going to be strategic. Whether or not it's a wise choice, we'll see, but he's not some kind of miracle worker or saint or something.
Now, look, there is the chance that picking a Black candidate would work out.
Sure.
He needs help in Florida. I don't know how popular that chick is you keep bringing up. What's her name?
Who?
The one that was part of the impeachment?
Oh, God, I forget her name. I mean, she was brought up a couple of times, but she hasn't been brought up in any lists lately. So I think maybe she's fallen out of possibility.
No, the ranking right before the one you just read on CNN, they had her on there.
Oh well, Chris Liz has apparently dismissed her.
Yeah, so he must have changed his. She must be one of those that falls in and out of his list. But if he thought that would help him with Florida and help with Black voters, she could be a good choice. Kamala Harris, horrible choice. You're going to win California anyway.
Right.
Anyhow, moving on. This one comes to us from Chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. South Florida drag queen goes viral after passing out during live show, raises hundreds.
What?
I don't know. A South Florida drag queen, Anaya, Anahi, Anai, I don't know. Santos has gone viral after passing out during a Facebook live stream performance. The pool shy. Oh, real quick, Willett Forge, thank you. Stacey couldn't take Georgia governorship, won't take Georgia for VP. She might help, but a much bigger state. Georgia's not a worry. You worry Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Florida. Those are all states that they need to capture that they had problems in before. The poolside show kicked off at around 2:30 a.m. Tuesday from Santos's Wilton Manors, Florida patio. About 20 minutes into the live stream, Santos began nodding off before completely passing out as viewers watched on and shared the video. The video has now been shared more than 1,200 times and has garnered more than 16,000 comments, many which agreed on nicknaming Santos Miss Quarantine 2020. Santos also woke up to find a flood of tips in the performer's PayPal and Cash App account from generous viewers who saw the link in the video comment section. Miss Quarantine took to overnight fame in stride, sharing memes and comments from fans.
But you just fell asleep on a stream, and now she's famous.
Yes.
Satsu, what are you doing wrong?
Being Black.
You're not trans. You weren't a drag queen. There's all of these things could help you out.
I'm a lesbian.
Oh.
Well, we need somebody to write into one of these people and tell them that a black lesbian fell asleep on our show.
That's right. Give me money.
Let's see. What is this here? This one comes from Quinn. U.S. builds ground-based arsenal to jam Russia-China satellites. That sounds like something we should be doing and something we probably shouldn't be telling them about. The new U.S. Space Force is building an arsenal of as many as 48 ground-based weapons over the next 7 years, designed to temporarily jam Russia or Chinese communication satellite signals in the opening hours of a conflict. The first system, made by L3 Harris Technologies, Inc., was declared operational last month after years of development, and the Space Force has taken delivery of 16 of them. The service is also developing a new system known as Meadowland that is lighter weight, capable of adding updated software, and able to jam more frequencies. Wait a minute, back up. The other ones aren't capable of updating software? Isn't that how that sounded?
I think
A little
so.
bit.
All right. So yeah, we have these new ways to, if there's a conflict, we can block out their signals for a few hours.
All right.
That's why we need Space Marines, so they can be up there and just take out their satellites. Space Marines. And that brings us back to yesterday, which is close enough to the time for us to go on to the YouTube times anyway. So, Satsu, what you been up to on the YouTubes?
Nothing. It sounded like you said Space Marines.
Well, we need Space Marines too.
Marines.
Happy.
Oh God. Yeah, I ain't do shit. Not a motherfucking thing. I spent time with my wife and my daughter, and that was it.
All right. And Scribbles?
Well, I did a TEDx talk today, or a TED Excellence show, wherein the purpose of the presentation was to tell us how to dismantle white supremacy in education. Because, as you know, our American educational system is run by white supremacists. Or didn't you know that?
Oh, I know.
I just assumed.
Yeah, there's a section in here where this lady rather happily admits that everyone in her life is getting sick of her talking about white supremacy. Unironically, apparently. And I'm like, I can believe it. I don't want to give too much away. I don't know that there's many twists or turns to her presentation like the Me Too and mass incarceration lady, but it was something. It was something. So I did that. And I've got a couple more TEDx episodes prepped, so to speak, and I will be doing one tomorrow as well, probably around the same time, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern. And what is that one going to be about? I haven't decided yet. I got a couple options, so I'm going to think about it and figure it out tomorrow. That's all I got.
All right. Tonight, right after this, we'll be over on 2 Cents Plus playing some more Green Hell. We moved into a whole new spot yesterday, and it went very quickly to get it all set up and running.
Oh, yeah.
Until the little naked guy came and found me. I don't know why they always come to me. Let's see. Did a monkey in the morning. Sinatra joined me for quite a while. We had a good talk. I realized I don't talk to Sinatra that much anymore. Every so often he'll pop up on the show and we'll talk. I'm like, damn, we haven't talked in a while. But yeah, I had a good conversation there. And then I went to bed and woke up, and Lady Monkey was playing some Fortnite, and my son was doing homework. I'm like, man, fuck it, let's do a game stream, because I haven't done one of those in a few days, because we do the nightly streams. And Played some 7 Days to Die, and I'm having some problems with my base build. I decided to change the way it was built because I thought, I can make this better. And it's a better design, but it's got flaws, you guys. It's got flaws. Luckily, I figured it out with enough time, I think, to get it all fixed. But it took some took some testing, and I didn't want to just spawn zombies in, so I put a whole bunch of fires and torches all over the place. It was a good time. You guys should really come. That has also finally been monetized, and I forgot to turn on Super Chat.
Oh.
Oops. That's right. People were still kind enough to donate through the Streamlabs. But yeah, so check that out. I don't know when I'll do another one. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see what time I wake up and how I'm feeling and what's going on with the family kind of thing. Because I'm trying to get those where they're on somewhat consistent basis, like a daily one at least. But that always comes last, you guys. My game channel, as much as I love it and as much as I love video games, right now that is my last ditch thing. The other thing I will tell you is I watched quite a bit of Markiplier playing. Satsu, have you watched that yet?
I still haven't watched it. No.
Markiplier, if you're out there and listening, hit me up. I will teach you. Because oh dear God, oh my God, it's so, you got to go watch it, Satsu. It's so bad. It's funny. It's almost like, have you ever watched one of the Neebs playthroughs of 7 Days to Die?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 4 Simons running around.
Well, I've watched those 4 idiots play a lot of games. They played. They were the only ones I saw who were consistently beating all the GTFO levels.
Mm-hmm.
Because Markiplier beat like the first 6 solo.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like by himself, he beat like the first 6 GTFO levels, and they got several videos of them playing it together. Like their group is really spastic. they're all kind of weird. So it's always interesting.
Seriously, it was like watching 4 Simons playing. Okie Native, thank you. He was terrible when he played it 7 years ago. Look, I don't blame anybody who played it 7 years ago from not knowing what to do today, because they're entirely different games, first of all.
Yeah, a completely different game.
And even if he did remember what he played back then, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be the same. So I don't blame him for that, but I was watching, it was paining me. It was giving me pains. However, as I said during the stream today, it was really cool to see him playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really do love that game, and I would love for it to get more attention.
Yeah,
I would love for people to come check it out more. And not just, I don't mean come, check out like you and me play it or me playing it. Actually go buy the game and have fun with it, because it is a lot of fun. But holy mother of God. Jay Reynolds, thank you. Subnautica by Neebs Gaming was a hilarious series. I haven't watched that one with them. I watched Neebs play 7 Days to Die, and I watched Neebs play Ark, and then there was one other one that they did.
Raft, I think y'all were watching a little bit of.
I may have watched 1 or 2, but no, there was this one weird one that I can't even remember what it was even about. Some weird building thing. But anyway, yeah, I like Neebs, but I can only take so much. Because while Simon is my spirit animal, sometimes you just need to stuff a sock in his mouth. But and an update on tonight, guys. Sorry, Kate will not be joining me tonight. So if you were planning on staying up for that, go ahead and go to sleep. I'll still be doing a Monkey in the Morning right after we're done with Green Hell, but now I don't have to rush off of Green Hell if there for any reason we're going any longer. So
Right.
And with that, Satsu, did you have any humpetry? I'm guessing you were with the family. So
there's one thing that I remember specifically. There was a post today that says 60% of women cheat, but 80% of the time it is the man's fault. Women tend to cheat because they are not being loved properly, or they have been feeling lonely for a long period of time in a relationship. And so they might lean on another male for support. and get this, accidentally have sex with them.
Oh,
Say that again.
Mhm. Yes. They slip and fall right on the dick. Oops. God damn it. I was so depressed and so lonely. I didn't even see that dick there. Holy shit. Wait. Oh darn.
The only time I know of anybody accidentally sleeping with somebody was the head cheerleader in Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah, and that was kind of rapey.
It was, but she thought she was sleeping with the right dude.
Yeah, which is kind of rapey.
So in her case, she could say accidentally. How is this accidental?
I don't know. It's a thing though, apparently. This is straight from Black Twitter, y'all.
Accidentally sleeping with someone.
Uh-huh.
They get into the wrong pudding pop?
I don't know. But
All right.
Apparently that is a thing. I was shocked myself to find out 60% of women cheat. 85% it's not their fault. My comment to that was remember, women are responsible adults until they're in the wrong. And then they are no longer responsible adults at that point.
Accidentally having sex with somebody who's just being supportive of you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so okay, I know what happened. They're upset because their marriage is a little troubled, and there's this male friend, and they're looking for a shoulder to lean on, and they lean and they both fall, and she's not wearing panties, and whoop, goes right in.
Uh-huh.
If you got a better explanation, I would love to hear it.
Uh-huh. So I shared that story of the alleged story of the chick who accused her husband or whatever of assault, and another post popped up from that original Reddit post.
Hold on one second. Shady Grin, thank you so much. Man cheated on, woman most affected. Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Satsu.
This is also from the lady who shared that initial post. It says, I was sexually abused by my step uncle growing up, and I just figured if he can do it, my husband can too. It was just suspicious because my step uncle did the same thing. He took me out to eat and play and did the same things I thought he was doing to my daughter. I had no one to help me when I was going through that, and I wanted my daughter to be safe.
Nonsense. Your only proof is literally that they were in the living room for 6 hours a day.
Yeah, playing video games in your house under your supervision. Come on.
No, fuck that lady. Fuck
I
her.
don't buy it. Don't buy it.
No, now she's trying to save face. I was touched. My uncle's Joe Biden.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. And some people were like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Like, no, it doesn't.
Okay, Native, thank you so much. Unhappily married woman's friend is her backup dude.
Also, have you guys been seeing wait, did you have another donation?
Nope.
Okay. Have you guys been seeing the crazy amount of articles about proposed stimulus packages that the Democrats keep
killing?
Proposing?
No, I've seen the one because the Republicans keep saying, send us a clean bill. The fund for loans to businesses to keep payroll going is out of money. And the Democrats keep sending in bills, but I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, well, it says proposed $2,000 monthly stimulus check and canceled rent and mortgage payments for 1 year. This is probably the fifth proposal that I have seen so far where they're just like, we're talking about doing this thing, and they all have this outline, but I ain't seen shit come out from this, like any of it. It's just like we keep and I don't know, like I feel like they just keep putting out these things and saying these are the things we want to do because they know that their base doesn't care about the actual outcome, they care about, the dressing, where they're just like, we're good. We wanted to do this thing. And they're like, see, they wanted to do this for us. And Trump didn't do anything, even though, technically the only check that came to them was one with Trump's name on it so far. These are just proposals. But I'm telling you, dude, I'm not even joking. All over on Facebook, this is probably the 5th one I've seen of a full layout of what we want to do, but nothing has been done yet from what I can see. I was just wondering if you guys had some, because they keep fucking showing up, and these articles come out almost daily, which is weird to me.
The only one I've seen was Ilhan Omar today, and I'll get to that in a few minutes.
Okay. Let's see, what else was there? I did see this video that I'm having a really hard. I don't even know how to describe it. Actually, it's just really gross. It's disgusting. it's some like lady with her kid, and her kid. I think she was like eating cake on her birthday or whatever, and she got a lot of cake on her hand. Because that's what babies do. They get it all over themselves.
Sure.
So she like licked the cake off of her kid's hand. Like put damn near her whole hand in her mouth to get the cake off, and then stuck her tongue out and let her kid eat the cake off of her tongue.
Ew!
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. I've cleaned a baby's hand that way before. I did not let them lick it off my tongue.
It's fucking gross, dude. It's actually fucking, it's really gross. I don't know how
nasty.
to say it. It's just fucking disgusting. And the comments are just like, oh my God, somebody please rescue this child.
Yeah, don't be making out with your infant.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
That is the extent of my fucketry today.
Who the fuck even thinks of doing that?
I don't know, but it's
that lady.
Well, the reason I asked that, Scribe, is like, is this what she learned from her parents?
No, it was her step uncle.
Oh, God damn you. Scribbles, you got any fucketry?
Not much. The only thing I saw that kind of made me go, uh-oh. There is an app being developed by doctors, by the way, that will, an app for your phone that will diagnose whether or not you have the coronavirus based on the sound of your cough.
What?
An app is being developed, and you can cough into your phone, and the sound of your cough will tell this app, yay or nay, that you have the coronavirus. And I thought to myself, golly, that won't be rife with false positives and increased paranoia and fear and miscalculated totals and everything else at all.
Shit.
No. But yeah, aside from that brilliance, not a whole heck of a lot else came to mind today. So I don't have much. Sorry.
What's up, Satsu?
I made the unfortunate mistake to go look at the comments to this video, because I just saw the comments that people I know have been leaving on it, but I went to go look at the actual comments for the video, and there's a lot of actually African people who are like, I don't see the issue here. And people are just like, this one chick said, I don't give a fuck what the scenario is. Tonguing down your daughter is fucking disgraceful.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a cultural thing there.
I guess. But it just looked like she was letting her. It looked worse than that. But anyway.
That's still nasty. Yeah, I'm with that chick. Tonguing, yeah, that's nasty.
It's just gross.
Stephen Moore today called the protesters that are out there right now modern day Rosa Parks.
Oh,
wait a minute. How is it that we get a completely different narrative every time, depending on where the protesters are coming from?
Well, hold that thought for just a minute, because one, Stephen Moore, he's a moron, and saying this is moronic. But listen to what somebody else's take on it. This is Ibram Kendi. He's an AU professor, director best-selling author, works for the Atlantic.
Uh-huh.
Stephen Moore calls them modern-day Rosa Parks, but Parks desire different freedoms. These folks want the freedom to infect, like they have wanted the freedom to enslave, lynch, deport, exclude, rob. They have always protested the loss of liberties.
What?
You took Stephen Moore's dumbass take and made it retarded from the other side.
Yeah, that is fascinatingly stupid.
That actually broke me a little when I read it.
Well, there's so much to that. Like where do you start?
They have always wanted the freedom to enslave, lynch, deport, exclude, and rob. Yeah. You see right-wingers out in the streets every day protesting so that they can lynch people.
Well, not only that, these people were... Read that last sentence again, because that last one really...
Sure. Yeah. They have always protested the loss of liberties.
Those are the same. Loss of liberties to this person is the right to lynch, steal, enslave. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
Look, again, I think Stephen Moore is stupid for comparing these people to Rosa Parks. Different situations entirely. However, to then take that and be like, these people just want to hurt everyone they don't like. Shut up, man. You're a fucking moron. But he writes for the Atlantic, so I'm going to throw this video into chat here, guys. I haven't watched it myself, so you have to go watch this video. But this was a quartering. He tweeted this out. Everyone could use a little help. I'm donating at least $5,000 of my own money, plus 100% of sponsored deals for the rest of the month to subscribers of mine in need. You have to watch the video to figure out how to partake in that. I, honest to God, don't know. So if you're interested and if you're in need and you follow him or would like to, go ahead and watch it and play the quartering lottery.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. Now, the biggest one today that I saw, and I may have more, but oh dear God. Mayor Bill de Blasio put out a video today.
Oh, right.
He put out a video today telling you that if you see people who are not following the social distancing mandate, you can take a picture and call 311-692 and report these people. We actually have an official Karen hotline for the coronavirus. And this is I knew I wasn't going to have much, so I'm glad I had a deepish topic. Gentlemen, what do you think about people calling and reporting their neighbors for not social distancing enough?
Well, did you see the response one person put out there? Where it's like text your report to this number or this hashtag or something, right? And so the person took a screenshot of a story showing Bill de Blasio taking a jog 7 miles from his residence and texted it to that address and like, oh, I sent my report.
No, I saw there's one where it's a picture of him recently in a kind of like a campaign thing. Everybody's got on their mask though. But there's still a lot of people rather close together. When people break the law, we expect, neighbors and the community to report it. Is this the same?
Is it a law? Has something been passed by statute?
That's debatable whether or not they have the power to be doing this.
Yeah.
Should they have the power to be doing this? Because I guess that's where it starts. I mean, we saw that video. Did you guys see the one in England where they kicked in that guy's door?
Yeah.
And they came busted in because they had reports that that guy had more people there than should be there. I mean, this certainly sounds like we're headed there. I mean, at least in this case, apparently you're supposed to have picture proof of it. But I'm completely against this shit. I understand the idea behind it. I understand people are scared out of their fucking minds right now. But this is some fascist bullshit right here. Real quick, Jay Reynolds, thank you. Use hashtag Anne Frank to report people not following social distancing. Is that why Anne Frank was trending? Somebody asked about it.
Oh, no.
That's actually kind of hilarious.
That is. I call it the Tattletale Hotline. I like the Karen Hotline because how many times have we seen the Karens call and report people for stupid shit that's not actually a crime? And we're getting into this now because, there's too many people standing too close together. Well, what if they're from the same household? If you're from the same household, it's okay to be standing in a group. You're not supposed to be standing with other households because that's how you spread it.
I think we might be forgetting the most important question.
What's that?
Are you allowed to use this if the people are black?
Well, that's a good question.
Because remember, you're not allowed to call the cops or call any authority figures on black people because it's literally it's basically murder. So are you allowed to use this against black people?
This is what his actual tweet said. How do you report places that aren't enforcing social distancing? It's simple. Just snap a photo and text it to 311692. And I don't want to be the kind of person that encourages folks to abuse this, but if I lived in New York, I certainly would be. I wonder if you can get in trouble for abusing the hotline.
Probably.
Well,
just like with abusing 911, if they take it that seriously.
But this isn't necessarily an emergency.
Well, it's a public health emergency, isn't it?
Well, considering the type of people who are encouraging and enforcing this type of stuff, all you need to say is, I truly felt like they were doing this, because feelings trump anything else.
Yeah. But sir, you've made 36 complaints in the last 2 minutes.
Yes, because I saw 36 motherfuckers outside.
Do you know how scared I am right now?
I am fucking shaking in my house.
This is what I woke up to today. That's the first thing I saw, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Wait, dude, can I go outside, take a selfie, and turn that in?
Probably.
I've been a naughty boy.
Photoshop yourself 12 times in the same video or in the same picture. In the same pose, even. There's a ton of me out here. I don't understand how we got to that place. And I mean, a public health emergency, I guess. But if it's a public health emergency, then are executive orders legal? Is it legal for them to say that? And I'm asking honestly because I don't know this is, by the way, guys, dependent on your state. States have different laws. The House and I think we have a Senate here. So House and Senate of Michigan, they are planning to take away Gretchen Whitmer's powers, and she's promised to veto that. Who's shocked? Who's shocked she's going to veto them taking away her power? But yeah, they're taking away powers that she got back. What was it? What was the date that she got those? I can't remember. It's before she was in office, but so it does depend on your state how much power they have based on this stuff. And this is why, guys, pay attention to your local state governments, because this stuff is far more important than most of the stuff going on in the federal government. Virginia's tried more of their fucking nonsense gun control while this has been going on. That's what Trump was giving them shit for today. He was giving them shit during the briefing today. And the head of the Congressional Democrat caucus was like, I hear people talking about instituting the 25th Amendment. Is it time? Like, no, you haven't. Shut up. That's just you and your friends. Stop it. But yeah, we have several different laws across the country, and oof, man, I might actually go join a protest if something like that came to Michigan. It was like, if you see too many people together, take a picture and report them. Be like, no, it's time for you to go fuck yourself. And I get it. New York is, the epicenter right now. It's ground zero, you guys. Again, maybe it's time to move out of New York. I'm just throwing that out there, you guys.
Hey, it's illegal to move out of New York.
I watched that and I was disgusted by it. Like, turn in your neighbors for standing too close to each other.
Yeah. Get you some social credit, like Chinese style.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you get in return again? What's the bounty on your neighbors?
Yeah. They put a bounty on that shit, and that hotline will never stop ringing.
Yeah.
Paige, thank you so much. Someone saved me from Virginia. Northam is a clown.
I thought he was a KKK member or Al Jolson.
Yeah, that's only in one picture.
Oh, sorry. Oh, and it's not necessarily him. I forgot. Right.
Oh, do you think if they put a bounty on it, people are going to be like, "Hey, Mom, could you come over for a sec? I need something from you. It's really urgent." And take a picture of her in the driveway. Hey, this bitch out. She ain't supposed to be.
It's like I said, I was just disgusted by seeing that. The final one I have, we're going to talk about Miss Ilhan Omar's tweet. Because Miss Ilhan Omar's today, she put out a video talking about her plan for rent.
Okay.
I think somebody called on me for social distancing problems. This is her idea. We need to freeze all rent, all mortgage and rent payments, and we're going to help the lenders and the landlords.
How?
We're going to give them money. We're going to give them the money to make up the difference. However, we're going to do that throughout the pandemic. But in order to qualify, they have to agree to certain rules for the next 5 years.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
In order to get money you are rightfully owed, that Congress tells these people that they cannot get anymore, cannot collect, they can get some money from the government, but only if they agree to certain rules for the next 5 years.
Wow.
Now, unfortunately, I didn't see the rules because I had to go at the time. I was like, wait a minute, 5 years? Look, even worst case scenario, this pandemic is a year from where we are. So then it'll be over. And you still have to agree for 4 more years because the government wouldn't let you collect the money you're actually owed. Why not just make it, okay, look, Miss Ilmar, whatever the hell your name is. Let's say you're actually worried about the rent and you're worried about mortgage. And I get that, that is a worry for people. Which, by the way, Democrats, that's why you should help pass that payroll thing if you actually give a shit. But why not just have it through the payments? And then, okay, done. Or even, 6 months after the payment, so they can't jack up rent for the next 6 months to try to make up anything. You know what I mean?
Well, that was one thing I was thinking is like preventing them from upping the rent or whatever. But the other question I had was they're saying they're going to freeze rent, right? Which means from this point all the way up until whenever the pandemic is over, you don't owe that landlord any money.
Not a dime. The government's going to pay it for you.
And they're just going to give the landlords that money in its place.
Yes.
Which has to come from like taxpayer funds, yes?
Yes.
So the taxpayer is going to be covering people's rents for 5 years.
No. The covering of the money is only going to be until the pandemic is over.
Well, when does the pandemic end if the disease technically is never really going to go away, since it's going to end up like the flu for forever?
I would guess it's got a 6-month or a year-long life on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, to get that money for just that little bit of time, you have to, sign the deal with the devil for the next 5 years. And if you don't sign that deal, you just get nothing.
Right. Okay. So
it's government extortion.
And what happens after this is all over with and people have to pay their rents again that don't want to pay, and they claim they're still under the victimhood of XYZ? And
well, my guess would be, Scribe, that part of those conditions for accepting this money would be not evicting people for the next 5 years.
Yeah, that too. So not only are you going to get your rent paid by the government, but you can't evict anybody either.
There are going to be hella squatters after this shit is over with.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, see, this is why the Republicans keep going, look, give us a clean bill. We can talk about all this other shit later. Give us a clean bill. And this is the kind of shit that keeps getting attached. And and the Democrats are starting to, did we talk about Pelosi and her ice cream the other day?
No.
So Nancy Pelosi goes on, who's the guy that does car ride sing-along thing?
Oh,
Gordon?
Yeah.
She goes on there with a live feed from her home, and she shows us how she's dealing with the pandemic, you guys. And she opens her fridge, and she likes ice cream. And there's a bunch of these ice creams there, which apparently cost $13 a pint.
Jesus.
Yeah,
was it made out of gold?
But then people pointed out the 2 refrigerators they show in her kitchen combined cost $24,000.
Oh, Christ.
And they're like, look, weird rich lady, maybe now ain't the time to be bragging about how much money you have.
Yeah.
So she got a whole bunch of shit for that. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's coming the Democrats' way, because just sign the clean bill. Or vote on the clean bill. Do that. If you want to do extra stuff, you guys can vote on that later. But fucking $13 a pint. A pint. You know how small a pint is?
Yeah, like I said, is it flecked with gold flakes or something? I mean, fuck. Why is it so good? What makes it so good? What makes it so expensive? I gotta know.
It's a designer brand called Jenny's. Jeni. It's supposed to be extra smooth because it's not made with eggs at all. And some people say too smooth. All right. At $13, it better come with a fucking blowjob. A pint, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Ben & Jerry's isn't $13 a pint, which is crap, but at least they put other stuff in there. Anyway, yeah, so I think Democrats are walking into a major trap if they keep trying to push nonsense like Ilhan Omar's thing. If they're so tone deaf, they're recording themselves in their home. Again, the refrigerators alone, $24,000. Thank you, Frank. Did you see the price of her fridge? Yes, I did. Just talked about it.
Why do you need 2 giant fridges, by the way?
One is full of ice cream.
Oh.
Yeah.
What they fail to realize is, like, a lot of people are really paying attention to what it is they either are or are not doing.
Yeah.
And they see all this stuff. And it ain't the people who are, on the fringes making the most noise on social media or whatever. It is your everyday people who aren't really big on politics, who don't really know, what's really going on. They don't watch the press conferences or listen to what the plans are. Stuff just happens and they're just like, oh, this happened. These are the people that are going to be doing most of the voting. And all they care about is results. So at the end of the day, if the only thing we seem to have gotten is this one stimulus thing from, who they seem to know based on whose name is on the check is from Donald Trump, then they're going to be like, he's the only motherfucker who helped us.
Yeah. B Junkie asked me, how's it? Well, you know what, guys, questions, comments, concerns, throw them in the chat now. We're a little bit over time, so go ahead and start doing that, and we'll get to those. And Frank Hubbard, thank you. Sorry, missed you saying that part. It's okay, bud. It's okay. I don't expect you guys to catch everything. But B Junkie said, how's it a trap? It's believing their own press and believing that it's just all going to be blamed on Donald Trump. And it's not, because they're the ones responsible at the moment.
Yep.
Where are we at here? Do we have questions yet? Dun, 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 dun. Have any of you guys had $13 a pint ice cream?
No.
No.
You know what? Really, I don't know if I'd even try it, because what they said, that part about it being too creamy, what they describe it as the buttercream of ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And like, no, I need more ice than cream in my ice cream. I don't want it to have that weird creamy taste. So literally less than a second after calling crybaby Brian Stetler a dumb fuck, Twitter gave me my first ever 12-hour warning today. Should I feel proud?
Wow.
You got in trouble for calling him a dumb fuck? I'm sure I've called him worse, man. That's not a bad one to get in trouble for. Just got home from work. What did I miss? The first hour and a half. By all means, go back and watch it.
Bum.
Did anyone hear about Susie Liu potentially harassing her critics? Yeah, I've been following that. One of her critics, oh, dude, and I'm not blaming Susie here. Not blaming Susie at all. But one of her critics, somebody got into that person's PayPal account and wiped it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Susie Liu is just like most large creators on the platform. She's got some insane fans. And apparently one of them went a little insane. Can I get a link to the D&D Drunkle is doing? I don't have a link to the D&D Drunkle is doing.
Go to Drunkle's, was it Twitch stream or something?
I think it's on his Twitch stream.
Yeah, check out his Twitch.
But yeah, I don't have a link to his Twitch. I don't think I'm even following him on Twitch. But you could probably reach out, hit him up on Twitter, and he'll give it to you. Or hit up Sinatra. Jenny's is awesome. Started in Columbus. I don't care how awesome it is. It is not $13 a pint awesome.
Yeah, no shit.
Again, maybe with a blowjob. Maybe with a blowjob. Is fascism inherently right-wing? No. It's just been portrayed that way. I've always asked or wondered, can we ask more than one question? Absolutely, of course. The more the merrier, and sometimes they don't even have to make sense. Speaking of which, Mata asks, oh lords, would you try a slab of lemon pepper bacon with a side of poached goose egg and a tin can of milk? No. I do not eat any eggs except chicken, like God intended me to.
That's weird. Lemon pepper bacon? That's weird.
A slab of lemon pepper bacon. That's a lot of bacon. I wouldn't mind the lemon pepper bacon. I'd try that. But no, I'm not about trying all the different kinds of things. What's wrong with chicken eggs, people? Since we're on the topic of ice cream, what is everyone's favorite? Mine would either be just plain vanilla so that I can flavor it myself, or just enjoy vanilla because it's good, or butter pecan because, oh, that's wonderful. Gentlemen, favorite flavors of ice cream?
I like the, the caramel ribbon ice cream that you can get. I also like the one that's it's like the ice cream cone. You know the ones that you can buy. What are the ice cream cones? What's that brand called? It's basically that ice cream, but like the cone is broken up in there and all that stuff too. I really like that one.
Fair enough. Scribbles?
You already know the answer.
You know my memory, right?
Mint and chocolate chip.
Oh, there you go.
It's the ice cream of sex machines.
Fair enough. Susie Lou apparently has a contact within YouTube, aka Susan Wojcicki's inner circle. There's no proof of that, RJ. She obviously has a contact at YouTube, as anyone over 100,000 subscribers does. That's part of what's going on with this whole thing that you have to be aware of when you get over 100,000, and then she's over 300,000, I want to say.
Over 9,000.
You get a personal contact to when you have problems. Jeremy has called his contact before over at the Quartering. He's talked about this. I contacted my guy at YouTube. Yeah, there's it's been something. Now, I don't know if they've raised that standard because so many people have gone over 100,000, because it used to be lower, and then as more people hit certain milestones, they raised the standard for these things. But it's not unusual for somebody at her size to have a contact in there. Does that mean she has an inside track, or that people are bending the rules for her? I can't say. But yeah, the idea, she has a personal contact. Of course she does. And people need to stop pretending like that's something they did just for her. Satsu, how is Squeedus, and did she do something new today?
She started making this weird noise today. I can't even explain it. She like does this thing where she like clicks her tongue on the top of her, like the roof of her mouth.
Oh.
But there was like, she was doing it while she was in her playpen or whatever, and there was like a weird like clicking sound after it. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I looked over, and Squishy was like, is that her? What the fuck is what the hell is wrong with our child? And she only did it for like that couple seconds, and then she stopped. And I was like, I don't know what that was. But yeah, other than that, like she likes the click her tongue, like she does that now. Or when we were video chatting with my dad earlier, she climbs up on the side of her little playpen and like grabs the top of it and just like drags her feet across the floor, the bottom of her playpen.
Nice.
I don't know what that's about. She's learning new stuff every day.
Thank you, Joel. No, sorry, Oki. Sorry, I had something else to say to Joel. Have Sinatra call his YouTube guy. Sinatra did, and they went back and forth a little bit, and then they stopped answering him. So, just throwing that out there.
She's a ticking time bomb. That's what it sounds like. I'm like, what the hell is that noise?
As a baby making noises. But anyway, who'd be dumb enough to pay $13 a pint? I don't know if Joel did this, but Joel was the one who said it was good. People who have $13 to pay. I've never had $13 to pay for ice cream for a pint. But
Jesus.
I'd like to have that much money. I would like to have enough money to be like, I get the $13 stuff. It's gross. We'll just throw it away. We'll throw it away and buy the really cheap big thing from Walmart. You know, that's actually one of my favorite ice creams, that really big tub of vanilla.
Yeah, a little plastic tub.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Oki, thank you so much. That was a joke. Way to kill it. Well, I was just explaining, because there might be people who, hey, yeah, why didn't Sinatra? Sometimes I got to explain. But thank you for the donations. Oh, Lords, would you try chicken fried steak, country style ribs, or baked Mata winner? I'm going to go with the ribs on that one. Is there anyone at Fox News that annoys you as much as Chris Cillizza? I don't follow Fox News that much.
Fox News? Yeah, I mean, if Biden wins the election, we'll probably be looking at Fox News exclusively. But I don't know. Hannity can be a blowhard from the times that I've paid attention to him for 10 minutes. But then he's a commentator like anybody else. I don't know. It would depend on somebody who positions themselves first and foremost as somebody respectable and not just a carnival barker. And Chris Eliza positions himself as somebody who's an analyst, and he's got editor at large and all those other titles and stuff. And so it's sort of like a TEDx talk where somebody comes up and says, I'm a professor of XYZ PDQ. Now let me tell you why the earth is flat, that kind of thing.
Yeah. We don't talk too much about like the big personalities. Like we rarely brought up Don Lemon on this show.
Yeah.
Or Rachel Maddow or Sean Hannity.
We could.
Sure.
Not that tough to do.
But when it comes to the actual news people, I don't know if there's anybody at Fox News that I could name them as, they're news people.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's different sides to all three of these channels. You have your commentators. Those are people you usually see from either 7 or 8 o'clock on. And then you have the ones who are supposed to be doing your actual news, like your anchors at the desk kind of thing. And then your people out in the field like Chris. So yeah, I just don't follow Fox as much as some people might think I do. What's everyone's favorite type and favorite brand of ice cream? Mine is Turkey Hill's chocolate peanut butter cup. Again, the really cheapo one from the big, what is it? A quart and a half. How big is that thing? Gallon? I don't know. That big ass one.
Like the rounded square thing?
Yeah. That's my favorite one.
Is that Briars or Dryers or whatever?
Nah, that's like Jim's. That's like Billy Bob's ice cream. I don't know who the fuck makes it.
The big bucket with the handle, like the little side that you can lift. The one that you see at little kids.
Oh
shit, yeah. That one.
That's the best one.
That's the best vanilla ice cream, in my opinion. I don't know, man. Like I recall liking Blue Bunny a lot. Like when I lived in Wisconsin, I used to buy Blue Bunny all the time. I just can't find it anywhere else. So I'm like, did I buy it because it was there, or did I buy it because I liked it? I don't remember. It's been so long.
Come north, we have it up this way.
Yeah.
But for me, if I want a flavor, I just take the blender, put peanut butter cups in there, pour it on my ice cream. It's done. Scribbles, do you have a favorite brand?
Honestly, I don't have ice cream that often. I mean, they're like different. There's specific flavors of, and I know it's Ben and Jerry's, but all the same, there was one called Everything But ... and it's just everything but the kitchen sink, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And that one I liked a lot because it had a whole bunch of different flavors and like peanut butter cups and all types of crazy things in there, and just tasted really good and felt very decadent. So yeah. But as far as like brands are concerned, I mean, it's either Briars or Dryers or however you say it, and their mint and chocolate chip is pretty good.
French vanilla, Edie's, it makes a wonderful fucking French vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. No Scribe, will you make a video of you talking to your alter ego?
But I don't have an alter ego.
Either non-author dark or maybe your Elizabeth Warren from earlier.
Well, no, the Elizabeth Warren might be an alter ego, but non-author dark is just another channel. It's not. I don't put on a different personality or something. It's non-author dark's not a headmate. It's just another channel where I do different things, or have random and shortly thereafter deleted slightly inebriated streams of consciousness, which I totally didn't do today, which I did.
There you go. Have you ever tried? Oh, go ahead.
No, that's okay. Sorry.
No, finish.
I was going to say, conversation with my latest Elizabeth Warren thing. That would probably be insane. I will consider it, I guess.
I would watch that. That would be funny as shit. Have you ever tried Reese's Peanut Butter Cup ice cream? RJ says that shit is good. I was sorely disappointed in that. That's the one made by Briars. And I did not care for that at all. Thank you, Non-Vite Rex. I finished binge watching The Expanse and I'm looking for similar shows to watch. Know any good ones? I don't know what The Expanse is about.
It's a sci-fi space show, to put it briefly. I haven't watched it myself, but I'm aware of it.
I don't know what it is about Briars for me, but every time I've ever bought Briars, it seems like no matter what kind, I've had like 10 different flavors. It seems like the secret ingredient is some liquid solution that tastes like freezer burnt stuff that they put in all their ice cream. And I'm just like, why does all their ice cream taste freezer burnt? Like, what the fuck? I don't understand. No matter which one I buy, there's like a hint of freezer burnt taste to all of them. And maybe I just every time I bought it, it was freezer burnt. But this is over the course of years, so I don't know.
As for your question about other shows like The Expanse, I couldn't think of any. I haven't watched like TV that's ongoing recently, and by recently I mean probably the last 4 years. Yeah. So sorry. Scribe, did you try out that game I sent you a few days ago?
What?
Tartan Rose asked Scribe, did you try out that game I sent you a few days ago?
I have no idea what that is in reference to. Sent me a game?
Turn on your Steam and see if you have a game waiting for you.
Oh.
I don't know where they
okay.
sent it. They didn't say.
I'm
going to say no to your question, though.
Yeah, the short version is no. I'm bewildered as to where I'm looking for my Steam.
To answer your question, Satsu, why Briars always taste freezer burn is probably because it is. I don't know where you shop, but where I shop, Briars tends to be the most expensive brand. So it's like the last one bought.
I guess so, because it was like they were having I think it was like a 2 for $6 sale or something like that for like the boxed quarts or whatever I think it was. And I'm just like, all right, let's try it out. And I got it was like a strawberry cheesecake one, and Squishy got a peanut butter one or whatever. And then just like every other one I've had since, I'm just like, I don't know what it is, but it just don't taste good to me. There's a freezer burnt taste, and I'm not a fan.
What is your signature dance move? I call it the stumble recover.
There's nothing on my Steam account. No, there's nothing on my Steam account. I wouldn't even know. I don't think anybody can send me a game unless they're a friend on Steam, and I don't have more than like 2 friends.
Yeah, Tartan, he says here, the Dr. Pepper game, I sent it to you on Twitter.
Okay, obviously I missed whatever that is. I didn't see it, so I guess you'll have to send it to me again, because I don't know what is in reference to, obviously. I apologize.
Scribbles, what's your signature dance move?
I don't dance much, so I don't know.
Fair enough. And Satsu, do you have a signature dance move?
No, I don't.
Tell me to dance more.
Says the cripple.
Sad question. Did you guys hear about the guy that ran the Talking Kitty Cat channel, did himself in?
Yeah.
I saw
yes, we mentioned that.
Yes.
Did we mention that did we mention it was suicide? Because I knew he killed her.
Yeah, well, this was last night when you dropped out of the stream and I read the story.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. Watch last night's show and you'll see all about that. Where are we at here? Falling down the stairs is not a dance. I didn't say it was a dance. I said the stumble recover. You should see it. It's awesome, especially when set to music. And I still look better than that chick dancing in the alley.
Does a little Scooby-Doo tripping sound play when they're...
Yes. And then I get a Scooby snack. I wanted to draw an anime type actual ass crack team with a bunch of girls with their butts facing the viewer. What do you think?
Sure. Knock yourself out.
Do it. Send us over on the Twitter and let me know when it happens, and I'll look at it and we'll show it on the stream if you'd like me to. Oh Lords, what are your thoughts on the recent studies that are coming out that are showing that COVID is only twice as lethal as the flu? If it's true, then that is a major win for humanity. It's only twice as lethal as a flu. That's awesome. Because right now it's looking like at least 10 times more dangerous than the flu. So
There you
go. My cousin caught COVID. She recovered. She said it was like a mild flu, except that she couldn't taste or smell while she was sick. Well, remember, people feel it differently. Especially if your cousin is young, there's a chance that, she just didn't get it as hard as other people do. Is there a connection between Epstein and Pizzagate? I'm going to be honest with you. I never looked into Pizzagate. So, sure, why not?
Yeah. Don't know much.
I don't know much.
But I know I love you. That may be all I need to know.
Dr. Pepper ice cream? Ooh.
I've heard of that before. I've never tried it, and I probably wouldn't.
That does not sound pleasant at all.
How does Satsu autocorrect to Satsuma?
I've actually had that happen.
Ask your internet provider. I saw a Walmart worker with the Karen hair. My first thought was, I need to see my manager. Well played. What the fuck is going to be Squeetus's first sentence? It better be monkey.
I don't know what that child's going to say.
Whatever it is, it's going to interrupt me.
That's probably true.
Tartan Rose says Susie Lou is claiming that YouTube contacts her when someone posts something about her and asks her what she wants them to do about it. Now, I saw the part where she talked about YouTube contacting her. I didn't see it where it was about if somebody posts about her. I may have missed that part. So I would have to look into it further before I could, comment. What she talked about in her video just a couple of days ago, she said that YouTube contacted her because they knew a creator had made videos about her, and it was a creator they were investigating for harassing somebody else. And they didn't, and what she said, they didn't ask her anything about how to deal with it. They just asked her what was happening. But again, I'm not saying that didn't happen. It's just not something I've seen. If the three of you were to play D&D, what race class would you play as? Someone else would be the DM. A human hunter probably would be how I start. Ranger, sorry. Went to my wow.
Let's see. Last time I played D&D, I played a human ranger. Before that, it was a elven rogue or dark elf rogue. So one of those two, I guess.
Satsu?
Probably some kind of rogue of some sort. I don't know like what all the official classes of D&D are, but I usually like to start as something quick and kill swiftly.
Let's see. Did you guys hear Amy Schumer had to change her son's name because she didn't realize she'd named him Genitals? Yes. She named him Gene Attell.
Attell. Yeah, after Dave Attell, the comedian, who's a really good comedian, but apparently she didn't realize what she was doing when she... Yeah, I can believe it. I don't
understand why she didn't name it Gene David. Oh, Lords, would you try... Oh, already read that one. Satsu, is she part Ugandan Knuckles? Which... Wow.
That was because of the tongue clicking.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You know it's the way.
Her first word is going to be Brida.
You know the way. Oh, Lords, do you think Pelosi has the I Swallow Cum brand in one of those fridges? I didn't realize that was a brand of ice cream, and I hope Lady Monkey never gets it for the house. What's the best candy flavored ice cream? Oh, fuck, I don't know. I tend not to go near that shit.
Just as a side note, I think I found my new dream wife.
Yeah?
I just tweeted out She's on Twitter. Her name's Ashley. She's got a YouTube channel. She's Scottish, and yeah, I'm in love.
Chicago might ask, which mythical creature would improve the world if it existed? Smart women. And on that, we're going to wrap this one up. Guys, Scribe, do you have a time for your TEDx tomorrow?
11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And if that changes, I will notify on Twitter.
Don't forget to come watch me and Satsu in just a few moments over there on 2 Cents Plus. We're going to be playing some more Green Hell with Stunlock if he's going to be there with us tonight. Don't forget also, guys, Kate is not going to be on the show tonight. She had to cancel, so it's just going to be me over there on Monkey in the Morning right after the Green Hell playthrough. So you can come watch that as well. It'll still be fun, you guys. Still be fun. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are incredibly generous, and I really do appreciate it. Scribbles, Satsu, a pleasure as always, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, your lives make us sad. Thank you, James Colley. 1 a.m. tentative for Monkey in the Morning, tentative 2 a.m. Eastern time. Your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for the donation, James.